So I thought I'd give you a quick update on the seedling progress from this year so far. Quite a lot of it's planted out now, quite a lot of it's been potted on. I'm pretty pleased with most of it. There's a few trays that have been a bit dodgy, and I think that sometimes I might make the mistake of mixing my compost up a little bit, and so I might have been potting on, for example, and put a potting compost in the tray and then added some seed compost to that, and it's a little bit too rich and the seedlings don't like it. They like a low nutrient seed compost. So I need to make sure that I clear my tray out of all the compost before I start doing a batch of seedlings. So you'll see that tray, it's the only tray really where I've got sort of problems with growth, and that's what I'm putting it down to, just getting the wrong mix for my seed composts. So yeah, let's take a look round. So let's start with the kales. These are about a week old now, and there's sprouts at the back, Pendant Brig kale, dwarf green curly kale, Romanesco cauliflowers, red drumhead cabbage, dazzling blue kale, colettes, some more colettes there, philobasket, Brussels sprouts. They haven't germinated very well, which is what I kind of expect, because I've had poor germination from that packet of seeds ever since I opened it. I've bought some new ones. Black Magic, Scarlet, both of those are kales, and Sympathetic, another red curly kale. So lots of really gorgeous kales there. So that's my main crop. Lasts us all through summer and into autumn, and I will sow some more in July for winter. And these are Aaron Pilot potatoes. For my early potatoes, I like to start them in pots like this. I've got a little grow guide all about how to do that in my ebook, which is linked below. And they're looking pretty good, so they will get planted probably sometime this week. And they're only under these lights just for a few days really. And there's a tray of peppers. So these are my late batch of peppers. I'll show you the early ones in a minute, but I'm really happy with the progress on these. They're lovely and stocky. They don't need any supports or anything. That's kind of my benchmark for peppers. When they're like this, I don't prick them out at the top. I don't pinch out the tips, because there's just no need. I do it occasionally if they're really leggy, but if they're not, if they're nice and stocky, then they side shoot up just fine without any human intervention. So I've got loads of trays here just germinating. So these are ochre in those trays. North Holland blood red spring onions. These are my early beans. Oh yes, I'm looking forward to these. So I've got some French beans, some runner beans, and French runner bean crosses. I've got 3 of these 6-cell trays. There's 2 seeds in each. Those beans will go in containers in the polytunnel. And then I've got my first batch of tomatoes. So I'm pretty excited to have those coming on. Well, actually not my first batch, but my first sort of main crop batch, I guess you'd call those. And then we go down here, some more peppers again, looking really nice, very happy with those. Some more peppers over there. So these are California Wonder. I can't see all the different varieties, but there's lots there. These are all sweet peppers, apart from one little row of 3 there, I think, which are Anaheim. Now back there's some tomato rootstocks, which those other tomatoes that haven't germinated yet are going to be grafted onto. So I think those are 6 days old. And then these are the only early tomatoes that I'm doing. So I've got some Latta there. They're going to go in the polytunnel in containers. and these are just tiny Tims, and they're going to go on the windowsill. So some more peppers here, and again these are all my late batch sown. I don't know exactly, let's see if I can find a label. 7th of February, and I'm very happy with all of those. And then these are potatoes for early baking potatoes, and those are going to go in one of my deep coal frames with the lids closed at night, and they will be ready to plant out next week, and then they should be in full leaf in April, and they should be harvested in sort of mid to late June probably. So these are my super early baking potatoes, and they've kind of gone a bit crazy in here. It's too warm for them probably, not enough light. I'm really intrigued to see whether I'm actually going to get a harvest off them. They are a bit of a crazy experiment, but then I just love the greenery, so I'm not complaining. I've got one cucumber here starting to climb up its poles quite nicely, and then I've got some more, oh, if I can reach up there, more cucumbers up there, some more peppers up there, and I don't have enough height there for them, so those have had the tops pinched off. Some nice little geraniums coming on well there. There's some more of my early beans, cobra, just waiting to germinate. Some golden purslane, some more of those Brussels sprouts, in the hope that I can get a decent germination on them. But as I said, I've kind of given up and just got some more, and then a second batch of colettes, and then some lettuces to fill the gaps that the cutworms have made in the beds at the allotment. Celeriac just waiting to be pricked out. Courgettes waiting to be potted on. Celery potted on a few days ago. Celery will go in the polytunnel, be used as a cut and come again crop. Start harvesting about May and take it out generally about October time. And then these up here are my early peppers, and again they're doing pretty well. Slightly leggy, but they're just under natural daylight. Under natural daylight now, so it's not really surprising that they're not quite as compact as I'd like them to be, but I'm pretty happy with them. Still nice strong plants. I will need to put sticks in though at some point, and I'm going to move them down onto the windowsills very soon actually. These peppers are going to need potting on, and they will go up there on that ledge. These need to be on the windowsills so that I can get access to them to pick off rather all of these flowers. There's a lot of flowers on these now. So yeah, they're looking quite nice up there, aren't they? I'm quite pleased with them. And then this sorry tray, I really don't know what's happened to it. It's really awful. But anyway, it's got some golden beetroot in it, just a few, just to get us started. Because golden beetroot, there's no point doing it really early. It really suffers in the cold, windy weather. And, well, in theory, some lettuces, but goodness knows what's happened to those. And these are interesting. These are Taunton Dean perennial kale seeds. Now in theory Taunton Dean doesn't go to seed, but mine went to seed last year. I didn't expect to get any viable seed from it, but I did collect some, and I've actually got some growing. So whether they'll breed true or just be a random kale or whatever, I don't know, but those are Taunton Dean seeds. I've got quite a few more of them, but I'm not really growing them for myself, but I wanted to see whether I could actually get something viable, and if they come out and actually look like real Taunton Dean plants, then I'll give that seed away to people. And then I've got lettuces pretty much from that same batch that you just seen, and these are just hardening off on the little hardening off bench in the back garden. And some Novara, some Smile, some Amaze, some Grenoble Red, some Canasta. So a reasonable selection. No really dark red lettuces. That's what were in that other tray. And I might manage to get a few of them. I might have to pop them on though. I think there was something wrong with that compost. I don't really know what happened to them. And then these are some, I think these are America and Medania spinach, and these are Monopa spinach. So there's lots of these because these are going to be picked for salads, whereas these are mainly for cooking spinach. So I'm pretty pleased with those. They're looking quite nice. And now I've got these peppers up here. Now these I did pinch the tops out. You can see that pinch the tops out there, and the benefit of pinching the tops out is you get all of these early side shoots, so you get a nice bushy plant. And I've done that, as I said, for these just because they were getting a bit leggy, until they wouldn't fit underneath the glass in the conservatory on this shelf. But I don't normally do it because although it seems like it's great, you know, because you got all this new growth coming here, but you get all that growth anyway. You just get it in a few weeks later on with the peppers, and I'm quite happy to let nature take its course. And I've got some cucumbers here, again on a little shelf in the conservatory, and they look really lovely. I put a picture up last month as well to show you what these look like, because I do think cucumbers look particularly nice sort of trailing around in a conservatory with all the fruits kind of hanging down. And then we're in the polytunnel now, and these are the summer leeks there, and these are the winter leeks. These are the shallots, spring onions, pickling onions, main crop onions, and more main crop onions. And I've got a tray of main crop onions that I've already planted, as well as the summer salad onions. So they're all done. And I've got a tray of radish and just a few turnips, just a few spinach that I'm trying to find a space for, next batch of calabrese, and a few more various types of onions. So quite a nice selection there. These are Semaine salad onions. And then all the carrots are up, and they've had their first thinning. And I've just got one more batch of carrots to sow this month. And then finally just the early potatoes, and we've got a few in the polytunnel and a few in the mini greenhouse, and everything else is planted. So we've got some second crop beetroot in here, along with some little kales, some radishes in here, along with some more little kales, more baby beetroots with salad onions, and things like calabrese in there. First batch of main crop onions in there. First early beetroot growing nicely in the polytunnel, interplanted with the spinach. And that's where we've got our first early radishes as well. They'll be ready for harvest next week. So I hope you like this quick video. We've got lots more growing, of course, but these are just the seedlings. If you want to see everything that we're growing, then take a look at the tour video, which I think I did a couple of days ago. Anyway, my name's Steve. This is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.